Sometimes being a grown-up sucks. Like when a bill comes sliding through the letterbox and you just spent all your money on stationery. Here are some ways that you can save money on your electricity bill so that you can go and spend it on something a little bit more fun. Whatever floats your boat. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and I help you get organized, get motivated, and save big money on big expenses. Now, reducing electricity consumption isn't just good for your bank balance, it's good for the environment too. Two birds, one stone. It's also worth remembering that the things that produce heat are the biggest electricity guzzlers. Things like your dryer, your dishwasher, washing machine, central heating, microwave, toaster, things like that. Those are the things to pay the most attention to, and a lot of these tips will be based on them. Okay, to the savings. 1. Inform yourself. Different appliances use different amounts of electricity, so work out how much your appliances are costing you. A quick Google search or a look at your user manual will tell you how many kilowatts it consumes, and then have a look at your bill and see how much you are paying per kilowatt. Multiply the cost by the kilowatts that each appliance consumes and you will easily be able to see which are the biggest offenders in your home. Once you know that, you will know where to cut back to make the biggest savings on your bill. Speaking of informing yourself, 2. Understand your plan. There are different types of electricity plans out there, and yours might not necessarily be the best, or you might not be taking full advantage of it. For example, a lot of companies offer night saver plans whereby the electricity usage will be cheaper during off-peak hours, usually after about 8 p.m. The trade-off is that the cost is usually higher than normal during the day, so figure out when you use most of your electricity. Again, knowing how much electricity each of your appliances uses will be really helpful here, because even though you might be, leaving on your laptop and the lights all day, you might be using the kind of biggest money monsters like the dishwasher and the dryer late in the evening or even really early in the morning. If you're unsure, call up your provider and find out which plan you're on. And while you're at it, 3. Switch to a cheaper plan. It's not really in a company's best interest to reach out to existing customers to tell them how they could be saving money, so you are the one who's going to have to do the legwork. Ask if there is a better option for you, or if there are any kind of benefits or discounts that you could be availing of. Call other providers and see how much they could save you. This is something that ideally you should be doing annually, because prices change and new offers become available. Speaking to someone on the phone is usually the best course of action, because a lot of employees will have certain powers to offer discounts to customers that you won't find online. But if phone calls freak you out, try a price comparison website. Sooner or later, you're probably going to have to speak to a human though. Sorry. Again, understanding your own electricity usage will be really helpful to you here, so that if you are offered something like a night saver plan, you will know whether or not it will work for you. 4. Wash your clothes at a lower temperature. Unless your clothes are particularly stained or soiled, cold water will usually get them perfectly clean. Don't believe me? Go try it out for yourself. 5. Use a quick wash or a half load cycle. Again, unless your clothes are particularly filthy, they probably don't need a full wash. Most clothes just need a quick tumble with some suds to freshen them up. 6. Ditch the dryer. Yes, it's hard, especially when the weather has been as up and down as it has recently, but if you can, hang your clothes to dry. It doesn't have to be outside if that's not an option for you, but towel rails, shower curtain rails, the backs of chairs, all potential drying spots. Dryers use an incredible amount of heat, so they will guzzle up electricity like they are dehydrating in a desert. If you can't give it up completely, I hear you, then just try and cut back so that you're not drying every single load. For example, you could commit to hanging your towels, so that is one less load in the dryer. And if you are going to use it, consider reducing the temperature and/or the time. Also, make sure that you are cleaning out your filter after every use so that your dryer is running as efficiently as possible, and so it doesn't burn your house down. 7, switch off. When you're leaving a room, flick off the lights. You know, when you're finished with an electronic device, switch it off. And I mean properly switch it off. Electronics left on standby still use electricity. It's not a lot, admittedly, but it does all add up. TVs and laptops are probably the biggest culprits here, so try get into the habit of powering them down completely when you're done with them. 8, turn down the thermostat. I struggle with this one, admittedly, because I am permanently cold, but realistically, turning the thermostat down just 1 degree is not going to give you hypothermia. If you're a little bit chilly, just put on an extra layer. Now look, I'm not saying that you should live in frigid temperatures, but if you are turning up the thermostat before you even consider pulling on a cozy sweater, I hope the polar ice caps flood your house first. 9, make it a game. Work out how much your average electricity bill is and then try and get it cheaper for the next bill cycle. For competitive people like me, this one's a winner. It focuses your mind on making savings and it makes you much more aware of your consumption and where you could possibly cut back. You'll always be looking for little ways to beat your last bill. 10, choose energy efficiency. Machines are, thankfully, getting more efficient all the time. Now, you obviously don't have to run right out and replace all of your appliances, but do make it a big factor when it comes to buying your next one. Look for a high energy efficiency rating. It will still work just as well, but your bills will be a lot lower. And remember to replace all of your light bulbs with energy efficient ones. 11, switch to solar. It's obviously not an option for everyone and it does require an initial investment up front, but being able to produce your own energy will reduce your electricity bill significantly, particularly if you're using it to power those heating things we talked about. Check with your local authority to see about grants and subsidies that are available. It may work out a lot cheaper than you think, and then free electricity. And finally, 12, have regular Earth hours. Earth Hour is an annual event where for 1 hour everyone is supposed to switch off all their electricity. You could make this a weekly or even a daily thing in your house where for a specific time everybody switches off, you know, the TV, their laptops or whatever and does something that doesn't require electricity. Something like maybe reading, assuming you have enough natural light or candlelight. Set a time and switch everything off. And there you have it, 12 small ways to make big savings on your electricity bill. And hey, you'll be saving the ozone layer too. Savings and a sainthood? Can't say fairer than that. Do you have a top tip for saving money on your electricity bill? If so, leave it in the comments below. I have more money saving videos coming up, so remember to subscribe to the channel and you won't miss those. New videos every Thursday and Saturday. Until next time, do you really need that light on? Gur míle maith agaibh, agus feicim mé sibse go luath. Slán!